Hi there, Cancer. Thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for January, and welcome to the new year. And as it begins, there's a fantastic connection between Saturn, yes, stern, strict, restrictive Saturn, and the Sun, which is in your sector of relating. Saturn's in an area which is very much to do with health, work, diet, and the more precise sides of life. And it's kind of saying to you, if you become more conscious of the details of situations and how you do relate to others and how these details are important in terms of these relationships, it will help guide you for the whole of 2016. What is still in motion, however, running on over the last few years, has been a clash between Uranus, the planet of rebelliousness, which is in a very unstable part of everyone's scope, but for you an area which is how you link with the wider world. Well, that's in conflict with Pluto in the first 3 months of this year. So as you enter this new year, relationships can still have a rather random quality to them. You cannot take them for granted. That's absolutely vital. Cancer people are people who have a real appreciation of resources, of managing things, and personally I get on extremely well with Cancer people. I have an awful lot of fourth house, which is like Cancer in my natal horoscope. So it gives you an ability to marshal resources well, but there can be a little bit of, in a nice way, a controlling attitude of wanting things on your own, sometimes terms. Just be conscious of that as this new year begins, because Mars, the power planet, is actually going to give you a huge burst of enthusiasm and personality as this new year begins from the 4th, as he relocates into your sister water sign of Scorpio. This is gorgeous, and certainly your enthusiasms can be topped up, but you can't override the fact that other people may see things differently to you. And Mercury, the planet of communication, right at the start of this year, is in your 7th solar house in the sign of Capricorn too, along with the Sun. Now Mercury is going to go into the sign of Aquarius on the 2nd, but it's going to go into a rewind on the 5th, and by the 10th it's back in Capricorn, and that retrograde is one that needs a lot of care. As you know, all Mercury retrogrades can lead to crosswires, misunderstandings, mix-ups and delays. But this one is crucially important because for the last 2 weeks of January, Mercury is combining with Pluto and therefore feeding into this right angle with Uranus. And if you're very opinionated about the things that you passionately believe in, and may see it as just defending your position, someone else may feel that you're being very dictatorial, dogmatic, or just being downright awkward in order to suit your own agenda. And if you're dealing with anyone very influential who can have any sort of impact on your prospects and situation, you must tread with care. Someone may change something without your consent. They may act in quite a ruthless way if they feel that you're pushing too hard to get what you want from a situation. So be very conscious, not just of what you get and what you're prepared to give, but also of what other people need from you and what they need for themselves. And if you can really be very, very aware of that spirit of cooperation, it will help to guide you through this month really well. Now Mars goes on to forge an absolutely delicious link with Neptune from the 11th through to the 23rd. And this is an aspect, a planetary angle, which can help you to be quite visionary and to explain your ideas in a passionate but thoughtful way that could get people on side. So that's a very good aspect. But Venus is clashing with Saturn in the early part of week 2. Venus is in Sagittarius along with Saturn at the start of this year. And it does suggest that when it comes to relationships of all kinds, you have to be practical. It's not necessarily a case of being romantic or seeing things in a kind of in a lighter way. You have to be really realistic about what's expected, and that clash with Saturn is really crucial at the start of week 2. So choose your words with care if you're having any kind of interview, doing a presentation, or trying to negotiate with someone influential. Also Jupiter, the planet of expansion, optimism and traditionally of good fortune, is tracking backwards from the 8th in your sector of everyday communication. You may find that a vehicle is unreliable, especially with Mercury tracking backwards from the 5th through to the 25th. And also, if you are travelling anywhere, there could be changes that are, again, outside your control. All we can all do with any kind of retrograde is to try to mitigate them the best we can, but we can't control our whole environment. So you could get yourself caught up in some kind of transportation situation, or if you're posting an item, it could get lost unless it's properly recorded. So be meticulous about paperwork, contracts, discussions, but your listening skills are really going to be the crucial part of what's going to help you to work your way through this month successfully. And if you are listening sincerely to what other people are saying and finding a way to cooperate, to find those little points of flexibility where you can give and take, that's going to keep edging you forwards. But if you just think, I'm not doing that, this is who I am, this is the way it's going to be, I'm afraid that you could hit some real trouble. Now, once the sun relocates on the 21st, it's much more about resources. With the full moon occurring, the new moon occurring on the full moon, I beg your pardon, occurring on the 23rd. If you have spent quite a bit of money over the Christmas period, that can be a bit of a reality check to start grappling with it and taking it more seriously. But then Mercury returns to this area too. It's still going to be giving you an opportunity to be thoughtful and applied in what you do, but because it's going forwards, it's going to help you to really get to grips with those details and discuss things in a way which can be clearer with other people. So this is a month with enormous potential for you, especially with the support of Mars, but you cannot take other people for granted. It's a collegiate approach that's required, something that ordinarily you're very, very skilled at. But Uranus is that random influence which can cause chaos this month if you let it. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.